President of AMPM Telephone Service Incorporated, the first African-American-owned telephone interconnect company in Houston. We do commercial, residential, and marine communications. So we have been in business now for 27 years. I'm also the pastor of Children of the Cross Church, and I've been a pastor for 25 years now. And I'm the president of the 276 Community Club, which is a civic club in Southwest Houston, and I'm involved and the corresponding secretary of the Sunnyside South Park Super Neighborhood. I've run for office before, and I've always done something that would help the people of Houston, irregardless. People talk about me being always on the ballot, but I'll tell you what. Listen, I served the United States Air Force. I volunteered for that to make sure that I can ensure the rights of all of us that we can have it, protecting our country, protecting our rights. And so that in itself earns me the right. I've earned the right to run, to do something better. When I see something going wrong, I try to do something to fix it. In other words, I don't blame others. I look in the mirror and see myself, and I say I can do something about it. And as long as I have breath in my body, I'll always try to make life better for all Houstonians, all Texans, and all Americans across this country. You know, a lot of people talk about being a perennial candidate, but let me share something with you about my candidacy. In 1988, when I ran for state representative, I talked about a card, a plastic card for those who are on welfare. And I said that ought to be implemented to cancel out fraud. We found out that at that time, the state comptroller, John Sharp, heard me on the campaign trail, and he started a Lone Star card, the little plastic card, what I talked about. And today we have the Lone Star card. That came from my state rep campaign in 1988. In 1995, I stated that the city of Houston ought to have every sidewalk that enters the street ought to be a ramp sidewalk, ought to be a ramp curb, instead of just something, so that the handicapped, people in wheelchairs will have access, easy access in and out and across the streets. Today, we have every curb in the city of Houston is now a ramp curb. I didn't win those races, but you see what I was talking about, my platform was something that's been implemented, and it's greatly implemented and greatly of value and a factor for helping the life of everyday citizens in Houston. Also, we talked about senior citizens exemption on their homestead exemption. We have had an ordinance now that says that we will keep those exemptions as property values rise, those exemptions shall rise to accommodate that, to keep our seniors in their homes and not be burdened with heavy taxes and high taxes. I've been doing a lot. I have a jobs campaign to put 1,000 jobs, create 1,000 jobs in the city of Houston. I also have a campaign to help our children stop being involved in crimes through a program we call The Spirit, which aids the children in understanding conflict negotiation situations. It is good to start them in elementary school. Every day they will have class of this subject all the way to senior high school. And I know that in 12 years we'll produce a different type of child who will not be involved in crime. It is good for our children, and it also lessens them going into the criminal justice system. Last but not least, I want to see flooding, and I want to see taxes reduced. I want to see flooding stop. And in that, we have a way to have our city employees perform at a higher rate, and at the same time, when they come in under budget in each department, those surplus dollars will be divided amongst every city employee in each department who has come in under budget and have done an exceptional job in reducing the cost in that working year. I think that these things are worth looking into, and I ask everyone if they want to vote for me, to vote for me and put one of my yard signs in their yard. They can also see me on the web, andrewcburksjr.com.